We begin in China, where the International Monetary Fund has warned of an unbalanced recovery. The organization forecasts the world's second largest economy will grow 4.8% this year. That's down from 8.1% last year. The IMF criticized Beijing's regulatory crackdowns against tech giants, saying such measures could scare off foreign investment. The ailing real estate sector is another concern mentioned in the report. Speaking of which, Beijing is considering breaking up the teetering real estate giant Evergrande. That's according to a new report from Bloomberg. The proposal, said to come from officials in Evergrande's home province of Guangdong, calls for the developer to sell off most assets. A green light from Beijing would kick off a lengthy unwinding of the company and likely provoke a battle over which creditors get paid first. Now, Evergrande defaulted on debt for the first time in December and has asked its creditors for patience as it works out a plan. Fraser Howie is a China analyst and an author. He joins me from Singapore. Fraser, thank you very much for joining us. I want to begin by talking about the current state of things in China. We look at the city of Xiong'an. I believe it's about 1.2 million people, if I'm reading it right. It's been locked down completely because of China's zero-COVID policy. What effect has that zero-COVID policy had on the local economy, and then what is it having on the world economy? Can we say yet?
Well, we know how lockdowns work for the economy. It's not good. And China now, with Omicron, although the numbers are tiny in comparison to what you see in Germany or elsewhere in Europe, these sort of spot lockdowns are hugely problematic. They're having knock-on effects across the economy. It saps confidence. And I think it's a worrying sign for the Chinese leadership going forward that, 6 months ago, they felt they were on top of Delta. They felt they were on top of the pandemic, and they could sort of, carry along quite happily. But now, clearly, things are very different.
I want to ask about Evergrande. Overseas creditors are becoming impatient with the company. They've threatened legal action. The company says it needs months to come up with a plan. Where's this all headed?
Well, it's going badly. The fact that it's defaulted tells you everything you need to know about it, basically. Evergrande owes something like $300 billion. That's in direct debts through bonds to foreigners and domestic Chinese, but also a huge number of suppliers within China. So you're talking about building companies, contractors, the toilet manufacturers, people who provide all your stuff that you put in these flats. They've made commitments to them. They've built flats and they haven't paid them, or indeed they've taken money from investors and home buyers and they haven't built the flats. So it's going to take months and years for, basically to solve Evergrande's problems. That the model that we're using is fundamentally broken, and there is going to be a lot of pain. The question is, do you take that pain in a short term, or do you spread it out over multiple years?
Fraser, just how concerned should we be about the Chinese economy right now, and how seriously are those concerns being taken by the leadership?
I think the second part first. I think they're being taken very seriously. But at the same time, the IMF is still saying 4.8% growth. So again, many countries would be happy with 4.8% growth. So again, I think we have to move away from this idea that China is on the brink of collapse. What I think the pandemic has shown and what the Evergrande scenario has shown is that China isn't a miracle economy, and there's a long slog to get out of these problems. And especially with the pandemic, as long as it continues with its zero COVID model, then all that's doing is basically taking its workout time is just increasing, and these problems are going to be with China for many years to come.
All right, China analyst Fraser Howie, thank you very much.
Thank you.